All right, hopefully you guys can hear me now. Do let me know. Do let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. Just wait for everyone to hopefully come back in. Dun, 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 dun. No idea why, but that happened. All I did was plug in my phone charger, and that seemed to mess everything up. So, I don't know. Let me know if you guys can hear me now, if everything's back to normal. Because unfortunately, like the mic was said, it was on YouTube. I turned it up, turned it off, all that stuff. I don't know. No idea. All I did was plug in my phone charger, and that seemed to mess it up. So sorry about that, guys. At least I know for next time never to plug in my phone charger while streaming, because I didn't know YouTube was that sensitive. Immediately you plugged your phone. Yeah, it must have been something to do with that. That's really weird, because it's just their normal like wireless charger, like a little pad. I don't know. It's not even like a data, cable or anything. Where so I don't know. Either way, we're back now. I won't be plugging in anything. But let's see. Right, so this sell-off is happening by the looks of it. Man, that gap was so good. Switch to order flow charts with your setting and trading the gaps. Charis, amazing to hear. Welcome back, Charis, as well. It's been a while. How's the boat? How's the yacht? Price action seems to be waiting for the news in 15 minutes. Yes. Could well be. I mean, normally the existing home sales isn't that great, but we'll see. You never know. All right, we're in another gap. But this one's been tested so many times. It looks like the sellers really want to push it down. I'd be more happy at the bottom here. I'd be waiting more for a buy trade. I can't seem to freaking click it. Here we go. There. I'll be more happy with that. I mean, look at this. Freaking hell. That reacted super fast. Holy moly. I didn't expect it to be that brutal. What can you do, man? Super busy every day, man. The hour change helps now. I can trade NY before leaving work. Ah, nice. Yeah, that does help. Good stuff. I mean, what the hell? That was one hell of a reaction, wasn't it? Very choppy, the price action right now. Very choppy. I mean, ideally, we get back to the top here for a potential short. I mean, we have got opportunity. It's just needs to make its way to one of these areas. So the target today, 2% would be 1% is 221. So 2% will be 242. 242. Sorry, no. 1% will be 221, so 2% will be 442. I don't know what's wrong with me. 442 is the target today, either win or loss. All right, either side, whichever one comes first. Hopefully, win. We can do that. 442. That's doable. That is very doable. Yeah, see, I'm not convinced that this gap is going to hold much longer. And the way it's kind of dipped below it a few times, I don't really like that. It's kind of overshot it a few times. It doesn't, like, it's rejecting, but it's not. It seems to be a bit flimsy. Whereas this one at the top, oh, That was a beautiful rejection. So maybe we can get back up there again. In terms of the volume, I don't know. I'm not seeing anything spectacular other than those heavy sellers that came in here. These guys here, 1,000, another 1,000. Apart from that, so it'll be interesting to see if they defend here. It looks like they're adding a bit of volume, but nothing spectacular. I feel like this is very rotational at the moment. So we'll see. We shall see. Also, just to let you guys know, tomorrow I won't be streaming on this channel. I will be live over at Boris's channel. So I'll drop a link. So BK Traders, we're live tomorrow, 8 a.m. though, New York time. All right, 12 p.m. London. So I'll be live with them, or with him even, Boris, tomorrow. I'll drop a link. Let me get this link up. And drop that in the chat. Where is the chat? There it is. So join me and Boris tomorrow. We'll be live. Well, I'll be live with him tomorrow on his channel. Should be a fun session. He wants to trade CPI, the madman. So I'll be a bit out of my depth there, trading heavy news, but he loves that. He loves that. That's all. So I'll probably let him take over the CPI part, and I'll kind of be on the backdrop, but we'll see. Peter, cool. I hope he lets you talk. He's a talker. He does love to talk, but he's a great guy. Great guy. Always fun in his sessions. And we'll be giving away, actually, Ola Prime are giving away 3 challenge accounts in that live session, in that live stream. All right. I don't know how they're going to pick the winners. I think Boris will be picking the winner or the winners. So yeah, but I don't know what method. Maybe I think it might be random. But either way, there'll be 3 challenge accounts being given away at that session. So that should be fun as well. You never know. You might win. You never know. Yeah, look at these sellers starting to fail. They're pumping in a lot of volume, like this candle here. Lots of volume with absolute 0 follow through right now. This gap seems to have held up again. This is those original sellers there defended quite well here, but no real follow through. But I wouldn't say it's a buyer's market either, to be honest. The buyers are struggling to, again, we have a very similar thing that we had yesterday where we got a lot of, I don't know if this is one individual seller. It could very well be, to be fair. It could be one big institution. Hard to say, but we have a similar situation to yesterday where they're piling on the orders, but they're very aggressive, but they're struggling to get it down. And then the buyers are kind of able to chop away at them. And I think they'll probably squeeze them out at some point. But it's 50-50 at this point, in my opinion. I couldn't tell you whether I would be more for the buyers or sellers at the moment, because there's nothing that really stands out. I guess I'd be a little bit more inclined to sell, just based on the fact that we rejected off that gap quite nicely, and that's a really nice gap. And then we're still below the big sellers, so they're still obviously interested at keeping this market down. So I'd be more inclined to be shorting the market, but there's nothing spectacular here. And there's really no major sellers trapped at the bottom either. So they're still kind of, in the market, these guys. I mean, we can look at the cumulative just on the sideways action. We'll start from this candle to where we are now. So we were at 6.5. We're now at 5.4. Actually, that's more in the favor of the buyers. So the sellers are pumping more volume in, and we're completely flat, meaning the buyers are more efficient right now. So that's a point for the buyers. Point for the sellers is the fact that we rejected off the gap and we're below the big sellers. So there's 2 points for the sellers. But then the buyers did reject off this gap as well. So it's very 50-50. I mean, anyone's game right now, in my opinion. But it might not be a terrible idea to potentially, if we get back to the bottom here, to potentially buy the market if we see something good. But like here, I didn't really see anything for a buy, to be honest. There was nothing that stood out here. We just had one giant bullish candle. So you would have absolutely had to front run that trade to catch it. And even on this gap, here a bit better. Oh, Peter. It's a Sammy's hammer foot. I just spotted it right there. Look at that. Buyers at the top, nice hammer candle, sellers at the bottom. Beautiful one. In a gap, that would have been a great trade. Completely missed that. That was a beautiful Sammy hammer foot right there. Man, I keep missing them. But there's one here that completely failed. There's actually another one here, Peter. But look, lower down in the gap. So definitely pair it up with in areas where it makes sense, because this one would have absolutely failed. We got stopped out immediately. But apart from that, no others. Look at this sideways movement. What are we at now? 5.7, 5.6. Still more in favor of the buyers in terms of the efficiency. Right at the low volume node. Exactly. Perfectly at the low volume node. That would be a great one. Oh, this is nasty. It's almost like a perfect circle being formed, like a semicircle. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it looks the same on the candle. Yeah, it does. Almost like a perfect semicircle being formed here. And it just ruined it with this damn candle. It was a perfect semicircle. And this candle ruined the art. Oh, we're going back down. Come on, footprint, load. A bit of sellers at the bottom here. Are we just going to rotate back up again? You know what? I'm going to treat it as a range. I'm going to jump in one contract. I'm going to have a really tight stop, like here. Treat it as a range, right? See if we can just rotate back up to the top. Absolutely front running it. Just based on purely the fact that we went up and down for so many times. Maybe we'll go back up again. Seems to be a ranging market. Let's look at the volume profile on this little area. Is it a triangle? It is a perfect triangle. We are in a ranging market. It's been my luck. This is where we break out. And always my luck. We're literally getting a break. Well, we haven't actually broken out yet. That black line would be the breakout. That's the definition of bad luck right there. Okay, we got a bit of sellers at the bottom here. 618. If we get above them, we could get a rotation. But if you look at the volume distribution, it's definitely looking bad for the buyers a little bit. Most buyers are at the top of the candles now. We're trading below the sellers, so probably this might be a breakout potentially, or at least a fake out. It could be. Could be a fake out here. We'll see. All right, we're breaking out the range. We're finally out. Let's see what we got here. Nice big chunk of volume coming in. Nothing too major. Is this still a gap? Is it? Is it? Is it? Let's find out. It is. It is a gap. Sharius, Sammy, 6K. Amazing stuff, man. Amazing stuff. Are you still on NQ or ES? Ah, it was a fake out by the looks of it here. This could very well be a fake out. Nothing's confirmed yet. We're still below those sellers there. That I can imagine was a lot of profit taking actually from sellers. Would make absolutely sense. That would be some profit taking. We got some fresh sellers trying to push it down now. If we trade above them, this might actually pop up. All right, I'm going in one more time because I think this could be a fake out. Let's even go all the way back up to the top again. I'm going to have a stop here. This could be a fake out. I want to see buyers come in, not sellers, not sellers. It's all sellers. It is all sellers. Look at them. Look at them. SL targeting 24. So yeah, you're doing Nasdaq. NQ targeting 24,760. Stop loss at 2,500 at 4.5. Shorting heavily. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Eric, long time. How are you, Eric? Great day. 3K for me, 1K in Forex, 59 minutes, 2K in 10 minutes futures. Wow. Amazing stuff, man. Eric rakes it in, Lake. The man, the myth, the legend. Amazing stuff, man. Amazing stuff. Well done. All right. So we want to get above the majority of sellers. You see these little pockets of sellers here? Let's get nicely above them. Some buy pressure. If we see some like heavy buyers come in around here, that would be really good. A bit further up, we want to see heavy buyers come in. Then we can probably add. Then I'll be happy to add some positions, but there's nothing that's like majorly popping out right now in terms of the volume. There's a few sellers, but they're not really piling it on. It looks like they're about to break through again, potentially. Maybe not. Then it might do here. Eric Lake, thank you. Like 6, please help camp. Hit the like. Yeah, please. If you can take a couple of seconds to hit the like button, much appreciated as usual. Always appreciated. Oh, okay, here we go. Broke through. All right. Now my next area. This is the zone. That's really sweet. This is the one. It's not bad actually. It could be better, to be fair. I don't know. It looks okay. It's not as good as I thought it was actually. It looks okay. But with this zone, the way we've overshot in the past, I'm not fully convinced that it will just be a fresh break. And then we're going to look at the lows here. So I'm assuming there's going to be a big spike in sellers at the bottom here. Yeah, so we've got a bit of a spike in sellers. These are profit taking. All right. So there are sellers leaving the market. Got a bit of buy pressure coming in, but again, they don't seem to be able to get it much higher than there. I just got literally wicked out a little bit, but it's fine. I want to see. Oh shit! It was could be a fake out again. You see, they're getting absorbed, these buyers. Very choppy. Very choppy. Let's put a line there. That's where those original people exited. News was a nothing burger. Let's get moving. Yeah. New home sales usually is a bit weak, to be fair. Saeed, good to see you. Finally made it live with you. I'm glad. Sammy, will you ever trade NQ again? I will, I promise. I will trade NQ again. I will. 7.3K SL here. Very nice, Charis. Very nice. I watched about 20 hours of your trading video. 20 hours, wow. You're a dedicated viewer. Much appreciated. I hope it helped. I hope it helped. Coach, I told all on the Discord that let's get some likes, or please help him. It's worth it. Amazing. Thank you, Eric. Much appreciated. A dedicated Sammy file. Oh dear. You guys crack me up. Finally, I learned footprint and volume profile with context. Amazing. I'm glad to hear it, man. I'm glad to hear it. I'll be doing more. I'll be making a lot more videos. I promise. This looks like it's holding up, to be fair. All right, we had, okay, so this is interesting right here. We had fresh sellers come in. I might go in for a buy, potentially again. All right, I'm going to go in, see if these buyers can hold it up. Because what we had here is we had profit taking from sellers. Bit of buy pressure came in, pushed it up a little bit. And then we had these fresh sellers trying to come in and push the market down. Now, these guys are the ones trapped, right? So now these buyers need to remain efficient and effective at pushing this market up. And then we got a good move up. So this is the 3-point move, if you want to call it that. Like the 3 stages are kind of being filled. But we ideally really got to get above these guys here. And then we get a nice, here we go. Here's a nice pop-up. Very nice. Let's see if we can get all the way back up to the tops again. That would be quite nice. We've got those sellers coming in. They're very inefficient. This is good. Got the point of control. Yep, the point of control right there. So that's going to be, let's see if we can just clear the point of control without much hassle. That would be nice. Coach Sam, I owe my success to you guys. I got back to futures from you coaches and it's life-changing. Ah, man, Eric, that's amazing to hear. But you were a good trader before you ever knew us. So don't worry, man. Your success is all yours, man. It's all yours. Coach, I can finally say I'm better at futures than I am at Forex, and I'm great at Forex, as you already know, but my futures is dialed in and I'm precise and it's amazing. That's incredible to hear, man. Really, really good to hear. Because yeah, you were incredible with Forex, because you were like a swing trader, right? So on Eric, on futures now, what kind of, are you more intraday now? Is that what you're doing? Or are you more of a scalper? Oh, what happened there? Where are these sellers coming from? Ah, it's the freaking point of control. It seems to have caused issues. This damn point of control. We want to get above the point of control. It could just be a little pullback. If the thing is, there's no point going break even yet, because really it's around this chunk of buyers we would want to see defend. So if we get below those buyers, that's kind of where would be my first sign of like, this might not work out, you know? So this, I want to see these buyers defend now. I want to see them come in. So it's literally at my entry points where those buyers are, annoyingly. So there's no point going to break even or anything like that. I can just have a tighter stop, essentially. So I'm just going to have my finger on the exit just in case we do break through. Look at these sellers really trying to get through here. Just keeping an eye on these numbers. They keep reloading, but the buyers are absorbing them quite well. I see buyers here really trying to protect themselves. Nah, they're failing. They are failing. Yeah, unfortunately, didn't quite work out by the looks of it. I gotta get out. That is an outie. Didn't get the extension, didn't get the push. The point of control really held up there. All right, gotta wait. Nothing to do really but wait. This is the area. This is where I want to buy from. That's where I can add size. I can get rid of this little. Actually, no, I can keep that on the chart. That's fine. As long as those sellers are in the market, I'll keep that on the chart. And then this is a good area to short it from. We're still far away. Holy Earth, good morning. This may hit ONL and rebound. It may do. It may do. Yeah, those sellers just at that point of control really came in quite heavy. Unfortunately, those buyers there just couldn't keep the market up. They failed, unfortunately. It is what it is. Not much you can do. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes they fail. Oh, wow. Holy Earth, thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated, man. That is so cool. $3.99. Thank you, Holy Earth. Congrats on the award for fastest payout of any prop 2025. That's so amazing. I just bought my 9th account. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, it was really good. Glad to got Ola Prime got recognized for their payout speed, which is good. It was a fun event as well. Fun event. And the award was ridiculously heavy. It was like a piece of gym equipment. Like, genuinely. It's like such a heavy award. I think it was made out of like pure glass. It was a bit slippery. I was so worried I was going to drop it on stage and just shatter everywhere. I mean, at least that would have got a bit of virality, wouldn't it? Might have been a good thing. All right, we're going to wait until we get a bit lower down before we buy. It's just, I mean, the buyers are still interested, but they're just not. They were okay for a bit, but these sellers are still very, very adamant at getting this market down. So we'll let them cool off a bit. We'll let them cool off. Let them do their thing. I don't think it's ready yet. Yeah, the buyers came in quite heavy there. They're still trying to, buy this market up, but you can just see that they're not having any luck, really. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Come on, market. Move. Go down. Down, down, down. if we get something very nice here, 5 positions I'm going to put on. That looks more like an S, but let's try that again. There we go. 5 positions in this area I want to pile on. And all I'm looking for is similar to what we had here, actually, right? Very similar. So here was the low, that previous low. So naturally, you're going to expect profit taking happening at that area, which we got. A bunch of people took profit. You can see the volume spike. Then as these sellers came back in, and we know these are fresh sellers now, right? Especially these 800 as well. We know these are fresh people because they're not going to be taking profit because, you know, we already cleared that area, right? It would have got triggered up here if they were taking profit there. So we know they're fresh people coming in, trying to push this market down. And when they failed and we got above them, like here, that is our entry. So it's just a shame that, you know, the point of control got there and all right, they couldn't really get it much higher. The buyers just got exhausted and overwhelmed. But that's essentially what we're looking for. But we want to see that happen down here. That would be great. So we want to look at any other areas where, you know, profit taking could happen. So we got these lows here. That's an obvious one. And then we got another low here. So we'll mark them out. Because it could happen. Doesn't necessarily have to go down to this gap. It could happen here, you know. So we'll see. We're almost there. We're not far away now. Because there is a lot of buy interest. You can see that the buyers are interested in buying this market. And rightly so. I mean, the market's generally speaking in the longer term, it's been quite bullish, right? I mean, if you look at yesterday, it was a very bullish market. It had this huge explosion up. And this is, most people are treating this as probably more of a pullback, you know? So people are very interested in buying the dip. Just gotta time it right. I tagged you with my futures win earlier on Ola Lounge, but check it when not busy. I'll definitely have a look, Eric. I'll definitely have a look. Discord never gives me like updates. It's very annoying. Have a look. I don't know, like sometimes Discord doesn't notify me of, you know, it's one of those apps. I always forget I have it on my phone. So if I sometimes don't reply on Discord, don't think I'm like ignoring you, anything like that. It's not that. A lot of time I literally just miss the messages on Discord. I log in like once a month, maybe. I'm more active on like Instagram and places like that. But actually, really only Instagram. Got a Twitter as well, or an X, but again, I've never really used it. All right, here we go. We're going back to these lows. Let's see if we get that profit taking happening. Want to see profit taking? Come on. I figured you're a very busy man, but I tag you to show my wins. Thanks to your coaching. Hey, no, please tag me. It's all good. It's all good. I like seeing your wins and your good days and all that. It's always very good to see. Oh, come on. Just drop already. Stop faffing about here. Just go down. I mean, that is a lot of volume there. And we know those are fresh sellers. They're getting squeezed out. See, part of me wants to jump in long again, but I don't feel this is the area that's going to reverse that yet. We're not really at. I wouldn't want to add size here. Put it that way. I wouldn't mind going like one contract, but not size. Nah, I'm gonna wait. A bit lethargic today. Definitely. It's just being a bit slow. Here we go. Come on. Drop down. Drop. Drop, drop, drop. Oh, what is the ES doing? It's extremely boring. So much easier just setting an alert. Have an alert there. Watch some TV, do something else, and then you get the alert. That's so much easier. So much better. Because time slows down when you're just watching a market. I swear to God, time slows down. Oh, that looked very good for the buyers. You see how the sellers completely failed there? And there was that quick kind of move up. That's very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if that's trapped some. So I'm going to go in just based on that and have a stop below that candle. Because if I'm right here, I like the speed of it, Bunch of sellers tried to come in, really failed. We know they're fresh sellers. And then some big buyer kind of just absorbed them and pushed them up very quickly. So if these buyers can keep breaking up and making more ground, this might not be a bad little trade. I just don't think this is the area where we're really going to get the full scale kind of reversal. I mean, we're getting a bit of, like, you could tell there was a big buyer in the market there, just the way it moved with the volume. I just don't know if it's really going to push up, because I would love to hold it all the way back up to these highs again. That would be great. But I just have this feeling this isn't the real move yet. And we're just going to, same thing that happened before. It's going to push up a little bit and then fail, and the sellers come back in and just drop it. So all right, first sign of trouble, I'm getting out. I'm not going to try hold this. First sign of trouble, I'm getting out. That's what I'm going to do. Really scalp it. So we get a bunch of buy volume coming in. We want to stay above the buyers. If the buyers are getting absorbed a little bit here, you can see the volume spiking up. Look at that, 600, 700, really getting in aggressive. They've got to push this market up. Otherwise, that's bad for the buyers. Come on, keep afloat. Definitely struggling here a bit. But I think they can pop through because the sellers aren't making any ground. All right, good. Are we back at that point of control? Is the point of control shifted now? Where is the point of control? It is still there. Just didn't load. All right, we're back at that point of control. Let's see if we get the same BS as we did last time. I just want to see it clear the point of control. Any kind of hesitation here, any BS, I'm out. I'm not taking that risk again. I don't want to see any sellers. I just want to see buyers. But buyers be good as well. Seeing a little bit of sell pressure come in as the numbers are dropping, but nothing too terrible. The buyers are still happy to keep buying and reloading, which is good. See it really kind of just pop through, break above. $420 back to 200. So you are seeing the sellers come in, but they're not being that effective. So we're getting above the point of control, which is good. Now we're approaching the first area where those big original sellers came in. Remember, these guys were quite dangerous, right? I don't like that. Don't like that the buyers are at the top, sellers at the bottom. We need to quickly push away from them. Got to push away from them quickly. And I want the momentum to stop, you know? Come on. There it is. All right. If we get below this 333, I would want to get out. Okay, nice. So now we're in the first area of where those original sellers came in. I'm expecting something to happen here. But again, I want to stay above the majority of the buyers. This is like the majority of the buyers, right? All this kind of area. We can be inside it, but if we get below them, nah. No, sir. Not good for me. Look at those sellers. They're coming in quite heavy now. They're trying to... Good. Back down to 100. I want to see them stop reloading. You can see them still reloading. Back to 200, 180, 160, 200. And buyers come in a bit, 170. Good chunk of buyers. Back down to 97. Back to 73. Good. That's what you want to see. You want to see the buyers reload as quick as the sellers, you know, and keep it away from going any further down. And then trade above the buyers. This is going to be always a dangerous area because we know those big sellers were there originally. They're going to try and defend heavily here. And you can see them coming in, trying to defend their position. I want to stay above the point of control now as well. I don't really want to be dipping below the point of control. I want that to work as support here. Come on. These sellers are coming in quite strong. Buyers are not really doing much damage right now. We're on the lower distribution of the buyers, which is not good. They need to start. There's a bit of buy pressure. Got to get it up. Get that wick created, you know? That's it. Back to 60. That's not good. Reloaded. There we go. Bit of reloading. 120. It closed that. I want to see more reloading happening. That's it. 100, 160. Back to 120. Good. Back to 200. Oh, dropped to 1. Oh, dropped to 89. No. Didn't want to see that. Come on, buyers. You have it in you. Oh, look at that. 400, 500. All right, there's a big chunk of buyers, fresh buyers. We know they're fresh buyers just came in. We want to see them be effective now. Really get that market up. That's what we want to see. Now, we don't want to get below these buyers, right? These guys are fresh in the market. They're eager. We don't really want to get below them. Shit, what am I doing? Only annoying thing is I couldn't really add size because I wasn't that confident in that area. I literally entered based on that one candle and how it moved the volume. That was it. So that's why I only put one position on. If it happened lower down on the gap, I would have been happier to put more size in. Again, distribution of volume, very nice here, right? Sellers at the bottom, buyers more at the top. This is looking good. We've broken those original sellers. They're probably going to get squeezed out or are getting squeezed out as we're moving up. but it does feel like there might be a pullback coming soon, you know, so I will also be happy to exit prematurely if I see any signs of a potential pullback. Because the closer we get to the highs, the less chance there's going to be buyers wanting to come back in, right? It's unlikely, you know, it starts flipping, right? Like, look at those sellers come in. Don't really like it. We'll see if we can just stay a little bit afloat. That 300 buyers, I want to see them kind of prop the market up a bit. If these guys can defend and keep above those buyers, then I'm happy. But look at that sell pressure coming in. This is make or break here, whether I get out or not. If we can get above those sellers, I'm happy to stay in. But nah, look, it looks like the pullback might start occurring. Come on, buyers, this is your last chance here. I'm still seeing them reload a little bit, so that's what I'm holding. Back to 188, they've jumped to 200. Back to 170, 190, 200, 160. Bit of buy pressure coming in again. It's only a little bit. See if we can get above that 800. That would be sweet. Yeah, we go. Come on, let's get above the 800. Yeah, we go. Come on, a bit more. Come on. Come on, you're so close. Come on, buyers. There it is. Shot them out. I'm happy, but we need to see follow through still. That's going to be a bit of profit taking potentially as well. That explosion. Come on, don't fail. Don't fail. Come on. Oh, it's starting to get absorbed here. These buyers, they're struggling. I think I might take it. That's a lot of buy volume, and they failed. I'm getting out. They started failing there. And the problem is, right, the closer you get to like an obvious high, like this high, right, you get less buyers willing to buy, right? The closer we approach it, that's why price a lot of times slows down as we get near a high, because there's just less people interested in buying, right? Like, it's a lot harder to get someone to buy now a lot of the time than it is lower down where they, you know, their stops are going to be tighter, and it's just, it makes a little bit more sense, right? So that's why sometimes you get one ticked as well, and it hurts to get one tick. But there are buyers coming back in, but obviously I don't want to jump in at that height, so we shall wait and get rid of all these. Oh, look at that, there they are. Oh, that was a bit of a shame. I could have held that, to be fair. That would have been nice. It's fine. Look at that. Look at those buyers. I thought they were failing on this candle here, truth be told. I was expecting a pullback on this candle, because they put in 1,000 contracts to start to fail getting it up. I thought there's going to be a pullback for sure here. But then they just came back in. They proved me wrong, these buyers. Well done to you guys. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. Could you please show how you draw your trading zones? Absolutely. Michael, you need to buy his course. It's 50% off now. It's not type fee. That's right. That's right, Waka. I mean, that's a bargain right now. 9,999. It's usually a lot more than that, so it's a bargain. So the way I draw my zone is very simple. So you can use the session volume profile. It's literally an indicator on TradingView, right? You find it in the indicator tab. It's called session volume profile, right? And that will just give you the volume profile for the whole session. So from the start of the day to the end of the day, right? And you can just look for little gaps in volume, essentially, right? So you see how like this one is a clear, beautiful. It's really the only one today that's there. There's one slightly above, but it's marginal. I wouldn't. I'm not going to really expect much from it. I have it on the chart just in case if something spectacular happens on the footprint. But apart from that, I'm not really that interested in this one at the top. This one is the clear, obvious one. You see how there's a bunch of volume, and then you get the dip, this low volume node, and then the volume increases again. You're looking for a low volume node sandwiched between two heavier volume nodes, right? That's all you're looking for. So that's like intraday, like within the day, you can use the session volume profile. Then if you jump on like the 15-minute or something, or a bit of a higher time frame, 5, 15-minute, whatever it might be, you can do a volume profile from the fixed range volume profile. So that's actually a tool on the side here. There it is, fixed range volume profile. Use that tool. You can do it on legs, right? So we've had this basically upward push, right? So I can do a leg there and I can find wherever the gaps are. Now, obviously the gaps, because if you look at this session volume profile, it's pretty much drawing it to the same. Like the session is pretty much the same to where I just drew it. So they're kind of lining up for the most part. Like you got this little volume node here. That's the one I really want to buy off. I really hope we do still get there at some point, because I think that one's going to be really sweet. And they kind of line up anyway. So that's really the sweet zone for me. This one right here. It's on the anchored. It's on the session. That is the one I want to buy off when we get there. But that's essentially all I'm looking for. I'm just looking for little low volume nodes, gaps in volume, anywhere on the chart that makes sense. And oh, we're up on. Sorry, I just see we're approaching that one. We actually approached it. Have we just blown right through it? Where is the high? The high. Let's see. 'Cause we want to see how many people are taking profit. There's a big chunk. Yeah, there's a big chunk of orders here. So lots of buyers getting out the market, taking profit. We did overshoot a little bit. Freaking hell, that was a nice move up. I could have really held that. Never mind. I left quite a bit of money on the table there. So what I'm looking for now, I'm just keeping my eye on it to see if there's any sellers in the market. All right, we've got some sellers. There they are. Now, I don't want to chase the sell just yet, right? What I want to see happen is, we know this candle here, this is all profit taking, right? Matches up with the high. There's going to be a lot of people who bought, like I did earlier, who are getting out the market around this area. Makes perfect sense, right? I want to see a pullback of some kind, potentially, even a small one. And then I want to see right now lots of buyers coming in. They are coming in, but I want to see them fail to get the market up. So we're starting to see those buyers come in. We know these are fresh buyers, right? I want to see them start failing, and then we get below them. That's when I'm ready to short. But it doesn't look like they're actually failing. It looks like they're doing quite well, these buyers. But all these people here, this 564, 241, these are fresh people, fresh buyers. I want to see them start failing. But nah, they're not failing. Look, massive amounts of fresh buyers coming in. This could be a point of failure actually here. It did spike up to like 700. We're now slowly They're still coming in. They're still coming in. I want to get below these people here, this 564, and then see heavier sellers, like maybe around here. That would be ideal. Then I'd be happy to potentially short this market. Well, then I'd be happy to at least short the market. But these buyers are propping it up. They're not failing. They're still able to drift the market up. Granted, a bit slow, but you know, it's to be expected. These guys are vulnerable. This 838 are extremely vulnerable right now. They're not getting squeezed out in any way. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, we are kind of due a pullback. I mean, just look at this, the way it rocketed up. We are kind of due that pullback. We know buyers have taken profits, some buyers, not all of them, but quite a few. We know fresh buyers are trying to, so these people are now the vulnerable ones because you know these are fresh positions, breakout traders. If we squeeze them out, they're going to have to drop out the market. And when they drop out the market, you get that chain reaction going. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Like we're struggling to get below those buyers. Really, really struggling. Come on. Caught part of that long. Not nearly as much as you got. Nice. Well, at least you caught some of it, man. That's awesome. Holy earth. After I took his course, I got Lambos. Wife lost me. Oh, so you did buy the Lambo, yeah. Like literally within 2 days of taking a course, you bought a Lambo. It was incredible. I mean, that was slow for my average student. You know, my average student within hours they get a Lambo. Am I the only one who paid the 10K? Nils, you got a bargain, like I said. You know, normal price is 20K plus, so 10K is a bargain, Nils. Well, are you there? Are you here yet? I'm watching. Enjoying the daily live streams. Appreciate the candle by candle analysis. Lots of great insight. I'm learning a lot. Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Coach Sam, sorry I was out with the doggy. What is the indicator name again on TradingView? Apologies. It's not an indicator. It's a chart type called volume footprint. So Eric, there's a video on my channel. It explains it, how to get it, all that kind of stuff. Because there's a few little things you need to do in order to get it. Like you need to upgrade to the premium TradingView, and you need to get a CME data subscription. So this is it's this video right here, how to set up footprint charts on TradingView. Watch that video and it will explain it. All right. I suppose you could see a Sammy Hammerfoot's continuation as well, like 1435. Let's have a look. 1435. Oh yeah, Peter, well spotted. Absolutely well spotted. That is a Hammerfoot right there. Really, really nice. Oh, the buyers they're part the dark side right now. They're at 666. To me, that is, I will not join the side of the devil. I am going to short the market based on. You know what? If imagine it just drops. Fuck it, just for the hell of it. Let's do it. I am fighting the dark side right now. I'm fighting the evil. We will not allow the devil to push this market. It looks like the devil's won. Damn it. I thought that would have been epic if it just flooded down. Oh dear. I'm hitting the fast forward button to see how this plays out, but it's live. I don't get to catch any live streams. Hello, Sammy. Well, I just stepped out and the market gave us that bullish move. It did. It did. It came early, though. It came freaking early. I'm annoyed a little bit because if we got there, I would have been happily to add more size. But all right, at least we got some of it, right? But what a move, man. What a move. I didn't expect it to be the full move. I thought maybe a retracement at most and then a push down again. But what can you do, man? What can you do? Well, I have taken a few courses and no Lambo yet. Must be the wrong course. Yeah, Peter. I mean, unless you paid the 20K. Yeah, you paid for the wrong course, sadly. So you won't get the Lambo. Change your row or tick size or remove the 666. It would. You're right. Let's put it to 7. Ah, there we go. It's a bit better. That's BlackRock right there buying. Devil. I always shit on BlackRock. I don't know why. It's got to be BlackRock. That right there. Okay, we're approaching another area now. So, I mean, granted, it's not the greatest area. It's a little bit of a gap. But you never know. You might get some reaction out of it. So, oh, look at that. That is definitely profit taking happening right there. We got a huge ton of, all right, a lot of buyers are happy to get out the market here. Why? Why? Is there a high there? We got an older high here. Kind of makes sense, but I think it's just one institution taking profit, getting out the market, that is a lot of volume right there. So now, same idea. We want to see the same thing happen, right? We want to see a pullback of some kind. We want to see now fresh buyers, as long as we're below that high, we want to see fresh buyers come in, fail to get the market up, and then sellers push it below those buyers. We want to see fresh people get trapped. That is previous day high. Ah, makes sense then. Previous day high. There you go. Defo BlackRock's black finger in the pie. Let's beat BlackRock. Let's get below BlackRock. That's BlackRock right there. We need to get below them. Let's punish them. All retail traders unite. Let's squeeze BlackRock out the market. Okay, fresh buyers a little bit, nothing major, but they're trying to come back in. They're starting to fail a little bit here. I want to see it spike up a bit more. 450, good. I'm just going to draw a line below that low, because as long as we're below it, we know that's definitely fresh. All this is fresh buyers. So we want to see these people fail here. All right, they're definitely failing a bit. All right, I'm going to jump in. Now, we don't want to go and let any of those buyers out. This could be a little retracement here. In terms of where to target, that's a tough one. I mean, in terms of structure, we obviously got the obvious point is down here. Match up with that high, that previous high. I could do a volume profile as well. This is a very bullish market, so I am definitely fading. We do have a gap in volume literally by BlackRock. So I wouldn't be surprised if that causes a little bit of issues, because I'm not too fond of this gap at the top here that we just shorted off. I'm not that fond of it. It's not something that's really spectacular. Okay, we've touched the freaking gap already here. Well, that was a bit close, wasn't it? We barely moved. Okay, we have to kind of break this gap, otherwise there's no point of being in this market. If we keep rejecting off this gap here, it's pointless. So we need to break it, otherwise this is a failed trade for sure. This won't hold. Let me just set a stop real quick. I don't want to really be without a stop. My TP is just random. I don't know. All right, got these buyers coming back in. We want to see them keep failing, fail. But really, we don't want to go above right now that high there. That is definitely the only. Yeah, that's if we break above, we're wrong. But there is a slight danger here because we do have this gap in volume that was created by BlackRock by the looks of it. We want to break through them. Come on, let's squeeze BlackRock out. Let's defeat BlackRock. I wonder if anyone from BlackRock is watching and be like, what's this guy talking about? We're not even in the market, dude. Like, leave us alone. Come on. It's kind of holding up a little bit. This gap is holding. Are you kidding me? Really? I mean, it is a nice gap. Look at it. It's a very, very nice gap. Really, you should be buying off that gap, not shorting into it. I just really want to defeat BlackRock. But this is it's not looking great, I'll be honest. It's not looking great at all. Just the way it rejected off that gap was sweet. I don't think this is going to work out. I think I might have to just exit here. Yeah, we're about to break the high unless sellers magically come in here right now. This is done for. Well, you never know. Crazier things have happened. Let's give the sellers one last chance. I've got my stop. Yeah, my stop is there, so it's okay. Are short or long? I am short, but I wouldn't recommend jumping in short. And about anyway. Yeah, the gap. It was a nice gap. Look at it. It's a beautiful gap. It's so well defined. The real play would be actually to buy in off the gap, really, as a rejection. Pull back rejection with the real play. This is hardly really a gap. I mean, I don't. It was like minute little drop of volume, but it was never really going to hold massively. So but we couldn't beat BlackRock. It's such a shame. BlackRock wins today. Hopped on out of curiosity. One man versus BlackRock. Subscribe. Thank you, Adrian. Or maybe I'm an insider for BlackRock. Might be a double agent here. Never know. Yeah, this area I don't think it's going to hold anymore. That was it really was the reverse of what I did was the right thing. You know? Keep looking at it as a bullish market. Pullbacks into gaps. every time you get a pullback, use it as a launch pad to buy. It would have been so epic if we just broke that. That would have been so good. We saw a little bit, the buyers fail at the top here. That was really my only idea of entry when we saw the buyers fail here. But it just didn't have enough momentum to really follow through. So in terms of now what trades are available, well, we really don't have much available. Let me go to the 5-minute. We've only got pullbacks and buy the dip available now. Got an area at the top here. Again, it's not great though. It's not the nicest area. Let me get rid of the session and do a volume profile from here, down to here. Yeah, we really don't have anything available. That's literally all there is. So we just have to wait for pullbacks now. That's our only kind of game plan. Hopefully we get a good pullback. I feel like we're due a decent pullback. I mean, this has been a very nice move up. Very, very nice move up. So hopefully we do get one. That would be good. Let's see. Please take a second and smash the like. Please, let's get the likes above 40. It helps Coach Sam. Thank you, Eric. That would be great. Thank you. I think we keep going up. I think so, Holy Earth. Yeah, I think the buyers have got this. And it was crazy. You saw the original buyer come in. Like the person that sparked it off. That was the reason I entered originally. It was... I can't remember which candle it was. Let me have a look. 518 was the candle. It was this one here. Yeah. That candle there in real time, if you go back on the replay afterwards, have a look at that candle instantly, that movement. That was... Like, you don't see it happen that very often, but sometimes you see that happen in real time. Like, this was a shit ton of sellers there. And, it was a bearish candle. And then I'm talking split second. You just saw that, boom, kind of instant move up. The sellers got wiped out. Buyers came in. Like, but the problem with that kind of setup is you literally have to watch the chart non-stop. You have to literally eyeball every second, because if you miss it, even that split second, you didn't know that happened. You can't see it happened here just based on the candle close. There was no way of knowing. It was one of those things you had to just watch in real time. But when you do see that happen, that's usually a very, very nice sign. And that's literally the only reason I entered. Because I was still expecting, if you remember, I was still expecting us to get down to here. And then this was the area I really wanted to buy heavily and add lots of size and, have a really good move up. That was the area. But it happened early. So I only managed to get one contract in based on that. And I was very hesitant as we moved up because I was expecting, okay, this is only going to be a bit of a pullback and then we're going to have the drop and then we get to this area and then the move happens. So it was a bit shit, unfortunately. But that was like, watch that back in real time. My time 2:18. So I don't know what time that's going to be on the clock. But if you watch it back in real time afterwards, just look at how that candle formed in real time. That was like, that's sweet. If you ever spot that, really, really sweet. Would you say break and retests of gaps should always be traded with the direction? Yes, absolutely. Especially when you're in a trending market, right? If you're in a trending market like we are now, whenever gaps get created, Like here's one, here's one, here's one. As we push up, what you should be doing is wait for the pullback into one of those areas, and that's your continuation. Now, I know I did the exact opposite there. That was a bit silly because I was hoping we get like a deeper pullback, because it doesn't have to. And truth be told, I'll be real with you guys. The likelihood of it pulling back and rejecting off the first gap perfectly and going back up again is actually quite low. Normally, when there is a pullback, you get a bit more of a deeper pullback. It's like a Fibonacci tool, right? Like when you draw the Fibonacci tool, you don't expect, most people say, 618 or whatever it is. Like if that was the pullback, you'd expect a deeper pullback, at least to 05, whatever. That's normally true as well with the gaps as well. You get a bit more of a deeper pullback. So you don't really want to trade the first gap that's available on the pullback, because a lot of the time you're going to get stopped out on it, right? In this case, I mean, that was literally the only pullback we had, and it was minute as hell. This has been the most, look how steep the upward movement is. We've had no give. Do you know what I mean? And this is quite rare to see. Like it does happen occasionally, but most of the time it's rare when you see the market just kind of go up vertically perfectly, right? Like normally there are pullbacks of some kind, right? So I wouldn't recommend using the first gap that was created, or the most immediate gap, as your area of jumping back in. Like here's another one that was created, right, as we pushed up. And again, technically, yeah, it broke it, created it, came back ever so slightly and continued. But that wouldn't be my, like, for most of 99% of the time, it's not the best way to do it. It's better to wait for a deeper pullback, because you're going to have much higher probability of a good rejection. The further back you go, you get stronger. Like if it went back to this one where the previous high was as well, oh yeah, that would have been a much better, place to enter normally. But we're just super vertical right now, which is quite rare for the most part. So I am using your strategy with opening range breakout bias. This is making my opening range breakout a little cleaner. Very nice. Yeah, absolutely. Pair it up with other things, 100%. That's a great idea. Hi, Sammy. How are you? Pratik, I'm very good. How are you, my friend? Opening range breakout. That's an amazing strategy. Congrats. So happy I closed my sell. Wow. I guess you got the buy you were waiting for. Yeah. Yeah. But again, in the wrong area, man. I mean, technically, wrong area, right area, who knows, right? But I'm a little bit. I mean, what a ridiculous move this has been. This has been a ridiculous move. Okay, but the good thing is we're coming back to these highs now. So I'm expecting, if we're going to get a pullback, we'll probably get it soon now, right? Because let's be honest, where are most people going to set their take profit? Yes, we had all these kind of smaller highs, which we did see people take profit from, don't get me wrong. But this is the obvious main take profit right here. So that's going to be the true high, I would say, where everyone is getting the hell out the market. So we should see a big increase in buy orders coming in very soon. We should see a spike in buyers, as we're already starting to see it. This is all people slowly getting out, taking profit near the highs. Once we actually hit the high, you're going to see this number. The buy numbers are going to shoot up massively. Watch this in real time. That's everyone's take profit getting triggered. I actually expected a higher number, to be fair. That wasn't even that high. Let me check on the buy and sell. I mean, it definitely was a lot of buys, but it wasn't as high as I expected. I thought that would be a lot more, truth be told. That's actually very small. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised by that. I genuinely thought there would be a much bigger spike in profit taking, maybe a little bit higher. Depends where it all set. But we're not seeing a huge amount. No, not at all. I did set it right. If I got it a bit lower down, there it is. There's the actual high. Yeah, again, I mean, it wasn't really. No, I mean, there's a big chunk of buyers that haven't really left the market, which is again very surprising. Truth be told, I would have thought that would definitely trigger a lot of sell limits right there. We didn't really get that. They're holding on. All right, fair play. Not really sure what to say now. That is slightly surprising. What's your SVP settings? Yes, my session volume profile settings are basically default. So under sessions, just market only. Volume is up, down. You can also use total. Absolutely, all the same. Value area, I've set to 100. Number of rows, I've set to 24. Okay. So I'll let you just give you a couple of seconds to look at that. You can take a screenshot, whatever's needed. All right. You can always go back and replay it. Randoms, good to see you. How are you? Peter, BlackRock's thumb is heavy. Bro, I'm genuinely shocked by that. Because that's quite a significant high. And we didn't see any major spike in volume. I mean, we're seeing people absolutely, these are going to be buyers exiting, but they're exiting manually. They haven't exited as a take profit. Again, I mean, look, that's only if it is a take profit, right? You're going to see it. If people exit manually, it's going to appear as sellers. But you would expect that high, there's just naturally people are going to set their TP at that high. So the fact that we didn't really get a massive spike, we got it a bit earlier, a bit before the high, we had a significant spike. I mean, I wonder if that matches up to anything. Yeah, it kind of just matches up in that area, but it's to that high as well. I am shocked we didn't really get that. Okay, but we're getting a pullback. So as I was explaining before, this is the most immediate, or the most what have I done? Most immediate gap, right? Let me just make sure this is drawn correctly. Put that to extend right. There we go. So this is the most immediate gap that we have. Now you're starting to see, buyers getting out, all trailing. It could be a trailing thing, to be fair. It could be a lot of people were trailing, considering how steep this move up was. It could be a lot of people trailing. And when people trail, you're going to see as we get anything that kind of breaks the overall trend line, if you want to put it like we just had, that's really the trend line break. You're going to see loads of sell orders come in. That's a lot of buyers manual or getting stopped out in profit. Does that make sense? Yeah, this is all a lot of buyers getting the hell out. I think people were just trailing it up majority. I don't think that would make sense to me. But I would still have expected a bit more of a spike there. in again, we're only looking at the delta though. If you look at the buy and sell, was the volume actually higher there? Yeah, I mean, you can see the volume did increase. It's just got the same amount of sellers on the other side, so the delta wasn't that big, but the volume definitely did spike up. All right, so this is the first gap. Now, I wouldn't normally trade this gap because it's the most immediate one. There's a good chance it's just, this is looking a bit more like a serious pullback. So I wouldn't really want to buy until we get a bit lower down, a bit more of a deeper pullback before I actually want to buy. Thanks. Screenshot. Good. Took screenshot. Thanks. I see oil has been dropping, which is inversely correlated to NQs, and I could explain this long. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's good that oil is dropping. I'm surprised by that oil is dropping. Oh, it's because, Trump opened up Russia again. Well, not opened up Russia, but he's now lifted the sanctions on Russia. So that makes sense why oil is dropping a bit. There's more supply now in the global market. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I forgot about that. I saw it today in the headlines. He's dropped the sanctions on Russian oil. So just seeing what happened. What is happening in this gap? Because it is still possible, to go in for a buy. I just never feel that comfortable buying so high up. And the thing is, it's hard to know where true sellers come in. This is the only bad point about continuation trades. It's hard to know when real sellers enter the market. Because logic will tell you all these sellers are buyers exiting, right? Manually exiting, getting stopped out from trailing, whatever. We're seeing a smidge of buyers re-entering, right? They've completely failed. So really, we don't want to be looking for sellers trapped anymore on this pullback because it's hard to know where the fresh sellers are. What you want to see now is true buy pressure come in that actually holds up. That would be a better thing to look out for. We're seeing a bit of buyers, but look, they're not really holding up here. But we are seeing what I believe are now going to be fresh sellers for the most part. Again, you're looking for some kind of push up, a failure, sellers coming in. Like, these are fresh sellers now. We know they're fresh sellers because we didn't take out the low, so they can't be buyers exiting. I mean, it can still technically be it, but it's unlikely, right? So we know these are fresh sellers, a lot of them. So we want to see how effective these guys are now. If they're not very effective, we can potentially go in for a buy if we get above them. Come on. It's definitely absorption, but they're breaking through. Buyers aren't very good right this second. There's a ton of buyers coming in, but notice we're not actually ticking up in any way. All right, they're coming in again, another 300. Back to 260, 195, 187, 145. No movement up. 185, 200. They're holding off the sellers, but they're just making it go flat right now. So we need bigger numbers for the buyers to get this up. Oh, there they are. Took them a while. See, I would buy here normally, but I don't believe it yet. Technically, it looks okay to buy, but I don't believe it. Ah, fuck it. Shall I just do it? I don't think. It's a tough one. Technically, I should be buying. It's just such a shallow pullback. It feels wrong. There's something in me that feels wrong about buying so low, so high up. I'm just not convinced yet. No, good. I didn't buy. It didn't look, I don't know, it didn't look real to me. There was something telling me no. It's a good thing I didn't buy. I think we've got further to go down. Caught a bit of a short on the last drop. Very nice. No US oil thing is tanking from Sunday. This is a tough spot to trade in. Had a low volume node on NQ. Yeah. This is a low volume node as well on the ES, but it's the first one. I would be a lot more comfortable buying here. It's like a Fibonacci, you know, it's like buying on the 0.2 or whatever line. Like it's hardly a pullback. Like it just doesn't, you're more comfortable buying in like 05, 06. Do you know what I mean? With a bit more of a deeper pullback, even though the volume said it doesn't look bad for a potential buy. Like this again doesn't look bad. You know, these are fresh sellers. They failed to push the market down. Buyers are coming in. It technically doesn't look terrible. We're in a bullish market. I just feel it's not enough. And look, the buyers are trying to push it up, but they're it's a very hard one. It's like a conflict within me here. I feel like I should be buying, but at the same time, all right, I'm going to go in one contract. Fuck it. Let's do it. We'll go back to the ties. And I can have a stop, you know, really tight. Just below the gap. If we clear the gap, we clear it. At least we're kind of, you know, midpoint of the gap. Well, my entry is actually a bit higher up, but it's fine. You know, either we make it or we don't. And we might even break these highs, to be fair. We might actually even break them. But it's not something, so I'm going to get rid of the take profit. Because if we do extend up, we could actually break the high and, you know, do another little leg, potentially. And we've got another area at the top here, apparently. We do. It's not a great one. That's a point of control from a couple of days ago, a few days ago. It would make sense to market to go back into this kind of heavy volume area. All right, I'll let it ride out. I either get stopped out or, I mean, that's a lot of buy volume coming in, but look, they're not really doing that well. That candle there, freaking lots of buyers. I mean, realistically speaking, now that all this buy volume's in the market, if we break below that, we don't even need our stop to be that low anymore. we can actually have us stop below this candle. If that candle breaks, the buyers did nothing. Do you know what I mean? They were completely useless, essentially. So it looks like it has rejected off the gap, to be fair. It's nerve-wracking trading such a shallow pullback. But technically the volume did say it should be a buy, but I don't know, it didn't feel right. Do a compare ES for NQ, then overlay oil. You'll see an almost perfect inverse correlation. I wish I could post a picture here. No, I know about it, Peter. Absolutely. Mr. Front Runner, let's go. I love front running. Front running is fun. The only downside to front running is you can't put size on when you front run. You can only put size on when you see something super crystal clear and everything lines up, then you can add size. So it's always going to be small trade. I could have probably added a bit more, but again, truth be told, I wasn't really feeling, this worked out very nicely, but I honestly wasn't really feeling this area. It worked out very nicely, but I wasn't 100% convinced by it. All right, let's see if we can break these highs. It could be a double top type situation, so they're always dangerous to be near highs. The volume coming in was pretty... Oh, no. BlackRock is back. Look at the volume on this candle, 666. I have sided with BlackRock. Oh, no. I'm part of the problem. Don't know what to say anymore. I've joined the dark side accidentally. I accidentally joined it. Don't worry, I prayed. Thank you, Adrian. Please pray for me. I have joined forces with BlackRock. What candle was that? That was the 316 past. See, I joined a bit earlier than BlackRock. Got in there a bit before them, so they copied me. I got in on this candle. They got in over there. Great, you've joined the dark side. Well, at least you'll be rich now. $80 rich. All right, I'm rooting for BlackRock now. I can't be against them. I have to, unfortunately, root for them. Only for this trade. After this trade, I'll go back to hating BlackRock. Okay, we're about to break the highs. Let's see. We want to see a few brave people buy. A few brave souls buy here. Just so we can pop up. I don't think they're brave enough. We're not really seeing... Come on, BlackRock. You got all the money in the world. You can just break this high. Don't be a pansy now. Come on. There's just literally no buying here. I think we might rotate down, to be honest. Look at all that sellers coming in. Oh, I'm gonna give them a couple of seconds. If we don't get above those sellers, nah, that's terrible. I'm getting out. BlackRock, what is going on? I don't think it's ready to even. We didn't even touch the high. We're already getting a lot of sell pressure coming in. Not worth it. Not worth it. Let's see in the chat. Do we have any new? No new messages yet. But while you're all here, I will let you guys know. Let me drop the link in the description. Not in the description, in the chat. So tomorrow I will be live. I won't be live on this channel, but I'll be live on BK Traders, Kathy and Boris's channel. I'll be live with Boris 8 a.m. New York time. That's 12 p.m. London. I'll drop a link in the description, well, in the chat even, for that stream. So make sure, tune in, drop by, say hello. And then obviously the next day after that, Thursday, I'll be back on my channel, on this channel again, live streaming. So we'll be trading the New York Open as well tomorrow on that channel. Should be fun. And we're doing a giveaway as well. So 3 challenge accounts from Ola Prime will be given away. That's 3, as in the number 3. And there will be free as well. So yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Good. Thank you, Random. Thank you, Cody. I'll see you guys all there. That would be awesome. Eric. Awesome, man. Yeah, just pop by, say hello. Don't have to stay for the whole stream. I think his streams are usually like 2 hours or so. I mean, that's about the same time as my streams normally, to be fair. But where is the... Does it say a time of how long it is? I think it normally is like 2 hours, his streams. So yeah, it should be fun. Should be good. Do you like ICT? Honestly, randoms, I have no idea about ICT. Never looked into it. I only found out that that's actually a person. I thought it was like a strategy as a whole. And then someone told me, no, it's like a guy. I'm like, oh, okay. Didn't realize. But yeah, no, I know nothing about it, to be honest. I can't really comment on ICT and things like that. I never learnt it, never watched it, never traded it, never. Yeah. All I know is this kind of stuff right here. This is all I know. Inner Circle Trader. Is that what it stands for? Inner Circle Trader. But you see, you want to be an outer circle trader. You want to think outside the box when you're trading. You know, I'm going to call myself OCT. We're the OCT crew here. Just do the exact opposite. Watch all his videos and just make the exact same thing, but just the exact opposite of what he does. Hey guys, welcome back to OCT. Black Circle Trader. Black Rock Trader. I'm part of the Black Rock crew now. But look, they failed. Black Rock couldn't push it up. Shame on them. Shame on Black Rock. ICT is a joker. I see a lot of people like, they either really like it or they hate it. But the people who are into ICT, they defend it. You know, they're like obsessed. Like they really defend it hard. So maybe there is some truth to what they're teaching. Again, I've never really looked into it, so I don't know. I hear like some of the concepts, like fair value gaps and stuff like that. And I think someone in the chat once said, like, my little low volume nodes are basically fair value gaps. So if that's the same basically thing, just different name, then fair play. I mean, I can't shit on it then. But I really don't know much about it. It's cult-like. Yeah, it kind of had that. I got that impression. That it was you're either really into it or you're not. Yeah, much like the Trump cult. I think ICT is good. It's just got so many moving parts. The guys that do ICT well do make good money. Absolutely. Like, truth be told, when it comes to trading, like, even if you flip a coin, if you do a 1-to-1 risk reward, you go to like a higher time frame, because you have to do it on a higher time frame. Then you just flip a coin, you're going to be 50% right. Just probability, you'll be 50% right. So getting even a small edge in the market is actually not that difficult, right? It really then comes down to discipline, but I think in order to make like good money with trading, you have to know when to add risk and when not to. Do you know what I mean? If you make all your trades exactly the same risk across the board, then it's really down to like win rate and discipline, right? To allow that over it, like you have some sort of edge, maybe it's 5%, 10%, whatever the edge is, and you allow that to play out over, however many trades, right? But if you take more of a dynamic approach, like when you know there's a good trade, everything lines up, you're in the right area, like, and you add size then onto those trades, the ones that are like, it's sweet, and you can really pile on some positions. Then those are the trades that make you big money. Do you know what I mean? But then most of your other little trades are just kind of, you almost don't even need to take them. Do you know what I mean? So for me, the best way to do it is always have alerts on like the really good areas. But then, you do miss opportunity as well. Like today, the real area I wanted to trade was down here. This would have been the only area I would have been really comfortable adding a lot of size on. I had my alert, but all right, we never got there. So I wouldn't have actually had a trade really today. If I wasn't live streaming, I wouldn't really have a trade. I would look at the chart and be like, what the fuck just happened here? This is ridiculous. And then that'll be it. Because there's nothing really above here that fills me with great confidence of like, I really want to short this right now. There's nothing major. So we just got to wait for something interesting to happen now, If it works for you, with my ADD, it's not good. They have valid strategy techniques and good set of rules. That's good to hear. It's good to hear. If it works for you, then go for it. To teach one own, and if you can make great money at whatever you are using, I say congrats and keep it coming. Exactly that. At the end of the day, the goal is to make money, however you do it. Even if you make millions selling toilet paper, who gives a shit? Do you know what I mean? Like, all right, it's nothing fancy. It's not a sexy product or anything. But if you make a lot of money selling toilet paper, Godspeed to you, man. Sell toilet paper. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? The goal is to make money at the end of the day. And it's the same with trading. It doesn't, you don't have to do the fanciest, greatest kind of things. As long as it works, and it makes you money, fair play to you. Or just be an insider. Exactly, black and white. Good to see you again. You're back. Insider trading, that's another one. Be good friends with Nancy Pelosi. That's another legit strategy right there. ICT is just overcomplicating trading, giving cool names to stuff. BISI, SIBI, mitigation, breaker block, propulsion block, propulsion. That's fucking brilliant. I need to find out what a propulsion block is. It sounds like something NASA build. Sellers failing, looks like absorption. Let's have a look. There was a little bit, you're absolutely right, a little bit of absorption, but they just kept piling it on and broke through. There was definitely, Raymond, you're absolutely right, there was definitely some sort of iceberg there, but they've managed to break through now. It looks very double topish. So I think we might get a deeper pullback. So I'm going to have my alert set here now for a potential buy. Not interested in buying in this area anymore. This is my new area of interest of where I want to buy. It's a bit of a nasty circle, but right there. True story. I know a billionaire. Do you know what he dedicated his life to? Tassels. Well, there you go, man. Imagine making billions selling tassels. I mean, anything's possible, right? The people who buy your toilet paper give a shit over. They probably do. They probably do. I beat Nancy Pelosi P&L in the past 10 years, actually. I beat every Congress member combined. Well, that's making me think you got some insider knowledge there, Black and White. Fabric tassels. Frickin' what? And he became a billionaire selling fabric tassels. That's the most random thing ever. Holy earth, that's amazing. Sammy, don't trade icebergs during NY, only London. They get run through during NY. A lot of the smaller ones absolutely do, yeah. Because there's just too much volume. You know, it can, if they're dedicated, they can break through even the biggest icebergs during NY because there's so much volume. But it's usually the first sign of, oh, this could be, you know, something when you see an iceberg. But you're right, like London would be a better place to trade icebergs because you don't have that volume to potentially break it. So if they don't, they've got nothing to wipe and you go broke. Exactly. Well, then you just got to sell something else. I think it was Grant Cardone, I think. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. I think it's Grant Cardone. Is that his name? I think it is. The guy, he's like some rich guy of a plane. He sells all these get rich quick schemes or whatever. And he did like a podcast or something with Jordan Belfort. It's like the real Wolf of Wall Street guy. And I can't remember what it was, but it was some stupid shit. He like made a complete dick out of himself. He was like, "Wow, if people don't want to buy insurance, I'll sell them fish." And Jordan Belfort's like, "What are you talking about?" So what the fuck are you on about, man? Like we're talking about selling something. I don't know what it was, like sales tactics, whatever. And the guy's like, "Well, if I don't make a sell, I'll sell him something else. I'll sell him fish, and I'll sell him fucking toilet paper." It's like, well, that's not the point here. Just pulls out whole Amazon catalog, like. No, I made my first 10,000 selling fake perfumes on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. Yeah, knockoff products like that, man. People buy shit like that. But it's true when it comes to like perfume and shit. Like, if it smells the same and it's reasonably the same quality, would you really care? I wouldn't care. Like, no one's gonna be like, "Oh, that's not the real Christian Dior scent." Like, who gives a fuck? Like, no one's gonna know. I'd be happy to buy fake perfume. I wouldn't care. I mean, like certain things, you know, you want, like if you're gonna wear the brand, you want it to be real. Like certain things that actually require decent quality. But there's a lot of like, it was I think it was my barber. Yeah, it was my barber. He was telling me about like he knows a guy who makes quite a lot of money just selling knockoff like designer clothes. Don't know where he gets it. He gets it from China probably or something imported. And he sells it on like these apps, kind of like Facebook Marketplace, but there's a lot of those like dedicated Vinted and all those kind of places. I don't know if they have that in the US, but there's an app here in the UK called Vinted where you can sell like secondhand clothes and whatnot. And they just sell it all on there. Apparently, make good money. The only thing is that it's short lived, right? Because At some point, they're gonna crack down on that shit. Do you know what I mean? And then anyone selling designer clothes, they're gonna have to prove that it's real or have a receipt or some shit like that before you can list it. And then, like, all right, so you can make a lot of money or decent money like for a short period of time, but it's not. It's short lived. Oh, true. Yeah, it's not like a watch. Yeah, like a watch, you'd want the real thing. You'd want the real thing for a watch. Depends though. I mean, it depends how good the knockoff is. Because there's a lot of like I saw a video on YouTube, like there's a lot of like these knockoff watches that even so like take Rolex for example. Right? Rolex obviously very popular brand, right? Everyone knows Rolex. There's a lot of knockoff like Rolexes out there, which in itself are actually very expensive. They're not cheap. They cost a few thousand to buy a fake Rolex of like 1-to-1 copy. And like unless you work for Rolex and you have all the serial numbers and whatnot, like you probably wouldn't know. So the only thing is, it comes like you'll always know it's fake, though. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I can see why people buy it. On the other hand, because if it is literally 1-to-1 as the real thing, well, save yourself the money, right? But you could never sell it. Well, you could sell it secondhand, like, but you could never like truly sell it, or never really. I don't know. I don't know. It depends how good they are. If they're genuinely 1-to-1, I might. I would probably buy one, to be honest. Why not? At least if it ever gets stolen, you don't feel that bad. Actually, in my country, when you go to a store to buy all this designer clothing, you just look at the store owner and ask, "Is this the original?" And he says yes. You are probably going to the next shop for some knockoffs. Which country are you from, Alameen? Jumping on the low volume node. It's still attacking that low volume node, but that's kind of been filled now. It's no longer really a low volume node. So I am still expecting it to give us a bit more of a deeper pullback into here. Hopefully. You can set a notify you on the link where Coach Sam will be tomorrow. I subbed and hit notify. Thank you, Eric. Yes, you can hit that notify button. People are stupid. I bought 50 perfumes for $1,000 and sold them for 10K. That's not bad. I mean, that's not a bad markup, right? That's a really good markup. From Nigeria. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I don't know, man. Knockoff stuff. If the quality is good, I get why people do it. But it's when it's like the really bad knockoff stuff, and it's like Abibas and all. I mean, Adidas is not even expensive, really. So that's like no need to buy knockoff Adidas, but like just go on OF. Oh yeah, you go and do that, black and white. You should. I'll promote your link. All right. Should I start an OnlyFans, but only trading related content? Like a membership. I mean, technically, it's a membership site, right? The joke is, there'll be a lot of people who would already have accounts, so it'll be easy for them to sign up. They won't have to create a new account. Like if I create a membership only, I don't know, on some like other obscure site that no one really has an account on, they're gonna have to sign up, add their card details. Did it on OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure the majority of my customers would already. already have an account, so it'd be a easy sign up process, you know. Not a bad platform. Might look into it. I tried that OF trading, but they want to see my fee. Oh shit, that's hilarious, man. Oh dear. Oh, look at that! It freaking rejected again. Rejected again from here. All right, well, we might actually break out here finally. Be a bit annoying. I'm also from Nigeria. Took a payout today. Ola Prime are really trying. Amazing. Amazing. Glad to hear it, man. What size account do you have with us? Peter, I'll join. Try explain that to the wife when she sees your bank statement. Be like, what, Peter, what the hell is this? No, it's only for trading, don't worry. I would get people sign up to my OnlyFans, right? Just so if they get caught, they'll say, no, look, I only use it for trading. So I might actually make sales just to be the kind of, to have a legit reason why you're on OnlyFans if you ever get caught. Does that make sense? So that'll be another selling point to join my trading OnlyFans. The scapegoat. Got a 25k account. Amazing. Well done, man. Well done. I'm glad to hear you're getting payouts. If you want to do an interview, DB Mohammed, if you want to do an interview, ask the team. You can do an interview, like a client success interview with me. We offer it to everyone who's basically funded and got a payout. We offer them the opportunity to do like an interview with me. So let the team know if you're up for it. All those buyers look trapped, potentially. These are all fresh buyers coming in, 2,000. They look like they might, if we break below them, this could be a full-scale reversal. I might go short, potentially. So, I mean, it'll be front-running it again, but I like front-running. You know I like front-running. I'm going short just, oops. Because if we do break those buyers, this is a full-scale reversal for them. Maybe not a full-scale reversal, but like this is a serious, it could be a serious move down. I would even target lower down. Because that is, they printed, look, 2,000 contracts in there. No follow through at all. They're obviously going to fight like crazy to keep this market afloat, which they are doing. I mean, they can, don't get me wrong, they can absolutely push this market up if they keep trying, but they're vulnerable. So I jumped in just to see if I can if they can get squeezed out. ES made a higher high, NQ made a lower high. Did it? Interesting. So I wonder what the YM looks like real quick. Let's have a look. Let's see what Dow's doing. So Dow made a higher high. Interesting. NQ, you said, made a lower high, right? Oh yeah, it did. Oh. So it looks like the ES is kind of leading with the Dow a bit more. Interesting. But you can see sellers are, look at that absorption that happened right here. 600, another 600. That's a lot of these buyers desperately trying to keep the market up. If we break through, they're in trouble and they're all going to drop out. And then we got 2,000 buy contracts additional, all flooding out the market. That's going to cause the market to move a bit more down. Here we go. We're breaking through. Look at that. They're all getting out now. That was purely front running. They could have very easily, don't get me wrong, there was no guarantee or anything. They could have very easily pushed this market back up, those buyers. But let's see how far down they can get this market. Can we get a break? Can we break these lows here? That would be nice. There's still buyers trying to defend. They're still trying to keep this market up. If you look at the volume, it doesn't match up massively yet. So they're still in the market, a lot of these buyers. Their stops are probably, I mean, you're going to get a lot of people's stops obviously below these lows. You're probably going to get a few that were below the candle. Below here is going to be more stops, right? We kind of had the sideways movement, so we're going to have stops below here. So the sellers still need to push it down a bit more to really get this market to squeeze out these buyers. They haven't been squeezed out just yet, but they're panicking now. The buyers will be panicking, and that's good enough. We'll let this trade play out, and I think we'll call it a day for the session. But again, if I see anything, like I'll have my alerts set for lower down here. If we get down here off the stream and I decide to enter, I will post it on Instagram. Because we're getting a lot of good opportunities after the sessions always. I think the market calms down a bit, becomes a bit, lately it's been a bit better to trade a bit later on rather than at New York Open. So we'll see. Come on. Let's see if the sellers can squeeze them out. I'm going to look at the 5-minute volume distribution. Is there anything super interesting? Not really. Truth be told, not really. 5-minute looks the same with the 15-minute. I see nothing in terms of the volume distribution. Buyers, they look like they're holding it up now. They're starting to. They might win here. Might be able to break through. But they're still in trouble if you actually think about it. I don't know what all these lines are. What's this line? Okay, that's that high. Don't really need that anymore. Get rid of that. I'll put that high there. All these buyers, it's a big area. We want to keep them nervous. You can see they're yes, we dipped down. Some of them did get stopped out. You can see a little spike in sell volume there. But nothing major. They're coming in again. They're trying desperately. I think they might actually win here, these buyers. They're coming in with a lot of size. Look, another 1,000 contracts. They're desperate to get this market up. Right? If you see anything that shows a big seller, I'll jump in again. Because I quite like this setup, truth be told. I'll be happy to add another position if I see anything really good. Because these buyers are coming in strong, but they're not having major follow through. Doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look terrible. What would my stop be? $54. So if I add another, it'll be about $100 altogether. I'll call that a day. So it'll be fuck it. Let's enter again. Why not? Let's add another position. Who cares? Last trade of potentially the day. I think there'll be much more opportunity, so I might as well make the most of it. Because again, big buyers coming in. It looks like they might get squeezed out for a second time. They keep trying to push this market up and failing. Sellers keep that pressure on. We've got this. We've got this. And then we've got a nice push down potentially. That's it. Look at those sellers coming in. Come on, squeeze them out. We want to get below all these major points, you know. Trigger all their stops. That's what we want. We want them to panic. We want buyers to panic. Let's get buyers panicking. Let's get them worried. If I set my... Yeah, I've already set it. Truth be told, I don't... Yeah, so my take profit will be this gap here. Yeah, why not? Why not? That would I'd want to buy in. I mean, we could just reject again off the bottom here. If we get down to these lows, we could just see another rotation up. So I'll call it when we get there. We'll see. They're still fighting. Buyers are still fighting. They're not willing to give up just yet. Let's see if the 5-minute distribution looks good. Starting to look a little bit better on this candle, as we got majority of buyers at the top. We're trading below them. We got sellers coming in, but they are struggling a bit here. But it's a bit of an iceberg, but they can break through it. I have no doubt they can. But the distribution is looking... That was that. Distribution is looking a lot better, a lot cleaner now. Let's see. Come on, let's squeeze them out. We want to see, once we see big sell numbers coming in, like a big spike in sellers, you know those buyers are dropping out. You're seeing the numbers spike a little bit at the bottom here. That's not fresh sellers. That's a lot of those buyers getting the hell out, basically exiting their position. That's kind of good. We want to see that. We want to see more of that, you know? But you know, a lot of their stops are going to be below this black line here, and obviously below these lows here. That's you're going to get a lot of limit orders being triggered there. Sorry, stop orders being triggered there. But you're also going to get limit orders from the sell side, because people who are selling, a lot of them are going to have to take profits on these lows. That kind of makes sense, you know. Do you hear that? Some person, I think they're in like Fast and Furious or something. That's looking good. Now we want to get a sudden move down. That's looking good. I like that. I don't want to see us get higher. Come on, sellers. Let's keep those buyers trapped. That's buyers trying to get in again. They're trapped, these buyers. We want to keep them trapped. Trade below them, stay below them. You see more buyers trying to come in. Desperately trying to hold on here. Desperately holding on. This ain't good. Come on. Don't give them any room. Sellers, what are you doing? We do have what looks like a little bit of a trend line there. So naturally, you're going to get a bunch of buyers as well trying to come in. But again, looking a bit nicer. The fact that these bigger buyers are near the top. Don't let them out. Don't let them out. Come on, sellers. Stop wasting my time here. See how the 5 minute looking. I mean, a 5 minute distribution does look good on this candle. All the buyers stuck at the top, sellers at the bottom, nice and bearish. We want to stay, within the sell volume. Yes, there are a lot of freaking buyers coming in right now, but they can fail. We don't really want to get much higher. Keep them at that point of failure. Eric, thank you. This guy's an excellent trader. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. He is one of my faves, Coach Slam. Thank you, Eric. You guys are very nice. Very kind. Sammy, did you start the challenge with that account at 20,000? I can't remember. Yeah, 20,000 was the start of the challenge. So we tried to do 2% a day. Either 2% loss, 2% win, whatever comes first. Come on now. Yeah, it's getting a bit choppy here. It was looking good. It was looking very nice around these areas here, but then the buyers just got a little bit more of a footing. They're still in the market, these damn buyers. We need to give them one more hit, one more punch. We're not far off. We get a bit lower down to here. They're forced to exit. They're not going to hold that trade anymore, those buyers. We were making them nervous, but see that distribution now starting to change ever so slightly. We're getting sellers near the bottom, which is not good. We are still overall, it's not, it's not terrible. We saw it before, a lot of the original sellers are at the top here. These guys are, they're going to be potentially defending. So it can drift up a bit higher. That's fine. There they come in again, trying to defend. Good. Now we really just need to make a bit of, progress. Because otherwise one side will give up. It could be the sellers. The sellers could, after a while, give up. And be like, not going down. It's too choppy. Cut it. If that happens, all right, fine. Then that pressure gets released from the market, and then you just takes a few buyers to come in, and then they've gained control again. But while those buyers are vulnerable, we want to keep them vulnerable. Now we're getting a lot of sell volume coming in. This is good. Over 1,000 sellers coming in. I want to pop down. You see, look, the buyers are happy to keep buying it. It looks like we're in a little bit of a 1 minute range here. Let's see how the volume distribution looks on if it looks like a triangle with ranging. It is very triangular. So we need to break out the range to the downside. It's only a small, 1 minute range. It's nothing major. We're getting close now. Okay, you're starting to see those buyers coming in, but notice what's happening. Buyers are coming in, but we're still kind of bearish on the candle. Granted, it's not the most bearish candle in the world. It's a very small, tiny body, and it could very easily become bullish again. Sign that buyers are getting absorbed quite heavily here. The only way that happens is if there was a lot of limit orders here. Basically, buyers kept buying into it, but the other side was absorbing it. So basically an iceberg, right? So we did have an iceberg here. Now we've got a bit of sell aggression coming in, but now the same shit's happening on the other side a little bit. So I got to think, why would there be sell limit orders there? What would make sense for a bunch of sell limit orders to be in that area? View it as, because a sell limit can either be a buyer's take profit, or it could be people wanting to enter for a real sell passively. And the only thing that makes sense to us, because we're pushing down a little bit, someone placed sell limits here to enter and build up a position in this area to eventually crash the market down. So that I'm going to take it as a good sign. I'm going to read it as that's someone building up. There it is, yeah. And now they come in aggressively. They just wanted to build up a bit of size into an order passively. There it is. Good. All right. Now we're down to the bottom of the range. It's not over yet. We're up to the next, all right? The next area of danger. Let's see if we can just break through. Again, nice volume coming in from the side. It's going to be buyers getting stopped out potentially, right? We still haven't broken that low there. So I'm imagining there's going to be a lot of sell stops here. As we do break, we might see them get triggered. We're back to the bottom of the range. I'm going to already start looking at potentially getting the hell out of this market. Only if I see something I really, really don't like. I don't want to be in another rotation up, and it looks like it's about to happen, to be fair. Let me just see what those buyers are able to do. If they're failing, those buyers at the top, I'll get out. I'll stay in. But if they become a little bit effective, I don't like the fact that there's a bunch of sellers stuck at the bottom of this range. We got buyers trying to come in, but they're not doing that well, which is a good sign. But you can see the sell numbers dropping. Now they're increasing a bit. That's good. I mean, sellers are actively adding more size on, which is good. 94, 147. That's good. They're reloading. We want to see that, right? 33, 56, 90. It's going up to the sell side. 158, 168, 160, 200. Great. 100. Okay, drop down a bit. Back down to 120. Reloaded to 250. It's actually looking all right. Bit of buy pressure coming in. Only a smidge. Nothing terrible. This is still looking okay as a whole. I'm going to keep holding this. We're getting down to the lowest of the low. Let's see if we can break that low. There we go. That's it. All right, nice. Now let's see if we can just get a nice extension back down to this gap, and I can get the hell out of this market and call it a day. So I'm going to have my finger on the exit, getting ready. If I see anything I don't like, I will get out. But this is looking nice. This is looking nice. I will look at the chat in a second. Just want to kind of keep my eye on the footprint, make sure I'm not missing anything. Come on. There it is. I don't like that. I don't like that quick movement up. And you see movement down, or else I'm out. Sellers are struggling here. There seems to be an iceberg. I feel like we might get a pullback, a slight one. There's something there. I'm going to give them another few seconds to see if they can just plow through it. Because icebergs can break. They just take a few hits. But you notice that buy pressure coming in, 108, 120. Let's see what actually happens. 140 at the moment, we're still kind of, we're not really pushing up from it. Now we're starting to push up a little bit from it, which is not great. Sellers can still take over. We need to break below where those buyers came in. You see buyers keep reloading. It's not a lot of volume, but it's about what actually affects the market. And you can see that there is some kind of effect on the market. It's stopped a little bit. Now we've broken through and cleared it. Good. And we want to keep seeing that. Keep clearing those areas. Right? Don't let off the gas, essentially. Don't slow down. Don't hit the brakes. But the closer we get and the more we drop, the less likely people are going to be willing to sell. Oh, look at that. 200 came in from the buy side. It's not looking that nice. You can see something in that area. Buyers are happy to transact. Sellers are struggling to break it down. I'm going to give it another few seconds because the sellers are still happy to keep selling, which is good. But the moment that they get exhausted, I don't want to hold the pullback. I'd rather just get out. Again, buyers reloading 100, back down to 52. Look at that little jump there. That doesn't look good. That means someone placed a bit of a bigger order. But the sellers are coming back in. Minus 84, minus 85, good. Minus 120, back down to 70, 60. They reloaded. There, they're breaking through. Oh, look at that. Big chunk of buyers just been triggered there. Want to get below those buyers. That's it. Really get below them. There we go. Well done, sellers. Now, the moment we touch that gap, I'm getting the hell out. I don't want to be trading in that gap because I feel there's going to be a decent reaction in that gap. I don't even want to wait. Look at that. Already getting absorbed. I'm getting out. I'm taking the money. That speed of that absorption was not nice. The way we came in quite well, and then instantly that kind of I don't like it. Too many buyers happy to transact. I do think we're still going to get there. That's not an issue, but I feel there might be a bit of a pullback, and I don't really want to wait it out just to, do you see what I mean? So I'd rather just take the money. And there's the pullback already starting to occur. But oh well. All right, let's see the chat, and then we'll leave it at that, I think. Ranging, ranging, I love S&R targets, bottom resistance targets, but I want to see it higher time frames than 1 minute. Absolutely. Pick a time frame that works for you, man. Pick a time frame that works for you. Bollinger Bands 20. It breaks, goes to 24,977. Make or break now. I like the play-by-play update you had there, Eric. Very nice. What is your lot size for this kind of current move? I only had 2 lots. Oh, look at that pullback. Look at that. Definitely got out at the right time, right? Oof. They weren't messing about, these buyers. Look at them. Definitely got out at the right time. See, if I wanted to hold, that's why they say don't be a dick for a tick, right? Because I wanted to get out at that line. That's only a point away. Don't be a dick for a tick. If it gets close enough and you start seeing something, just get out. It's fine. They are fighting. The sellers are fighting. My favorite part of the live stream, Sammy's commentary, is just. Thank you, Alameen. I'm glad you like the commentary. Great trade, Sam. Thank you. Thank you, Cody. Need help. I'm getting cooked. The last day's week on opening Trading opens, trading 5-minute opening range breakout and 15. I don't know, death by 1,000 cuts, blown accounts. These openings have been hard last week's. Any advice? It's a tough one. I don't personally trade opening range, like the 5-minute, 15-minute. I don't personally do it. So I haven't really noticed like what you're saying, but what I have noticed is that the opens recently have been chaotic. Right, really, really chaotic opens, especially in the first like hour. Like this was the open today. Let me just go on candles. Look at that. That's hard to trade. Doesn't matter who you are. That's difficult to trade because whether you bought or sold, technically, you would, unless you have a really tiny take profit, it's very hard to trade. So I think wait for the market to afraid to kind of bump it up maybe to a 30-minute, 1 hour opening range. If you find that the market is extremely choppy in the first 5 to 15 minutes, just wait, Nice one, bro. Thank you, Peter. Calling it a day here. Catch you tomorrow. Thank you, Cody. Catch you tomorrow for CPI as well. That's amazing job, coach. Thank you, Eric. On my lunch break, surprised you're still streaming. Yeah, there's a bit of a longer one today. Bit of a longer one, but I'll just get through the comments and then thanks, Sam. Great trading session. Yeah, the last opener chopping, going nowhere, wrecking everyone. Yeah, just take a bit of time and you'll be all right. For 1 year, I was trying to understand volume profile and footprint. Finally understood the context after watching videos. Thank you. I'm glad you did, Said. I'm really glad. You're welcome. But yeah, guys, I think we'll leave it there. Just to let you guys know again, I'll drop the link one more time in the chat. Tomorrow, I won't be live on my channel, but I will be live on Boris's and Kathy's channel. So I'll drop this link in the chat. 8 a.m. New York time. So 1 hour earlier, or 1.5 hours earlier than usual. I'll just drop the link in the chat. Hit that notify button. And yeah, you'll be notified when we go live. So I'll see you all over there on Boris's channel. It's going to be a good one. But thank you all for tuning in. And yeah, I'll catch you all tomorrow. Have a great one, everyone. Thank you. Take care.